Is there a best business type? Sole proprietorship, partnership, or corporation? These are the three main types of businesses. Let's take an in-depth look at the different structures businesses can take and form our own understanding of each one. This video will provide you with a solid foundation in understanding sole proprietorships, partnerships, and corporations. Each of these business types has its unique characteristics, advantages, and challenges. Now, hit that like button and let's get into it. First, let's explore the sole proprietorship. In this business type, a single person is the owner and operator. The most common business form is a sole proprietorship, and they are usually your local businesses in your own town, and not big names known around the world, although they can be. This form of business is ideal for small ventures, freelancers, and those who want to keep things simple. Sole proprietors enjoy full control over their business decisions, but are also personally responsible for the company's liabilities. The single owner enjoys all the profits from their business, and the profits are taxed once as personal income. They also have unlimited liability, meaning that they are personally responsible for all of the business's debts. If the business goes under and they have outstanding debts, their personal assets, such as their car, home, or really expensive surround sound stereo system, is all up for grabs by the debt owners. Another disadvantage of this business type is the difficulty of raising initial capital. Unless you want to become a partnership, all the initial capital you provide comes from the owner's own personal wealth. The last point I'll mention before we move on to partnerships is that the company is limited to the life of the owner, and the company will cease to exist after the owner's death, should they not have a legal succession plan in place. Now, let's turn our attention to a partnership. In a partnership, two or more individuals join forces to run a business together. Great examples of partnerships are law firms. Usually, law firm names include the last names of partners, something like Smith Branson Law or Smith and Partners. Partnerships are a great way to combine skills, resources, and ideas, but they also come with shared responsibilities and profits. There are two primary types of partnerships: general and limited. In a general partnership, all owners equally share responsibilities and liabilities, meaning they are all responsible for the company's debts, obligations, and responsibilities. On the other hand, in a limited partnership, the limited partners do not participate in day-to-day activities of the business and have limited liability, so they can only lose what money they have put into the partnership. For example, say two general partners approach a friend who likes their idea but doesn't want to actively participate. That friend can become a limited partner and invest money into the business to help out his friends. If the business fails and they are stuck with massive debts, the limited partner has no obligation to these debts, unlike the general partners. The limited partner only loses his investment. The general partners can lose their personal assets. One other thing to keep in mind about partnerships is the number of partners and who they are. You need to really trust your partners to ensure the continued success of your business and prevent backstabbing. It's also often better to have 3 partners than 2, so that during decision making there is always a deciding vote and no ties. Finally, let's explore corporations. This business type is a separate legal entity, distinct from its owners, who are the shareholders. Examples of corporations are companies such as Apple, Microsoft, and Tesla. Corporations provide limited liability for shareholders, enabling them to invest without risking more than their investment in the firm. Public corporations trade on stock markets and may have millions of owners, even if they just own a fraction of a percent, while private corporations usually remain closely held by a small group of investors. It is easier to raise capital with a corporation, and they have an unlimited lifespan. They do, however, have more government regulation and cost more to maintain. Two problems often talked about with corporations is the double taxation and the agency problem. Double taxation refers to the fact that income can be taxed twice before reaching its end owner. For example, the corporation is taxed on profits once. If the corporation has dividends, the owners who receive the dividends are taxed on that same money. Most governments have dividend tax rules that help ease this heavy taxation, but don't entirely get rid of it. The second problem is the agency problem. This refers to the conflict of interest between the managers and the owners. The owners want to maximize their profits and firm value. The managers want to maximize their own income. Both parties are only looking out for themselves, but sometimes managers prioritize their short-term gain and make decisions that benefit them right now, but is detrimental to the company in the future. To minimize this risk, the owners usually tie management compensation to firm performance to align their interests as much as possible. There are also other methods to align their interest that I go farther into in my agency problem video. The link will be in the description. Overall, all three business types have their own advantages and disadvantages. Sole proprietorships and general partners have unlimited liability. Limited partners and corporations have limited liability. Sole proprietors get to keep all of their profits. Partnerships and corporations need to split the earnings. This image here is a great summary of all three business types, emphasizing the benefits and detriments of each type. So when answering the question, is there a best business type? It all depends on personal preference and what you want to get out of it. This is Finance Everything. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this content and drop a comment down below if there are any topics you would like to see covered in the future.